You wanted me to update it, so I updated it.
Perfect. We live.
We are live. Hello, stream. Thank you for joining us for our first game of this group of people who have completed Curse of Strahd minus one person. We're adding a new one, but we're doing a new game completely of the invention of our DM, Jonathan. Dreams of Droaam. It's real neat.
All right.
What up, Squid? What up,
I might use
Mike? I'm just saying hi to my chat. I'm just fucking cheating.
No, you're good, man.
Hi, chat.
Welcome, chat.
Chat.
Usually I'd say we should do like player introductions, but I kind of want to just like jump into it since we're a little behind. How do you guys feel about that?
Let's do it raw.
Let's do it.
Let's do it raw. All right.
We'll do it live.
We'll do it live. All right. So, the year is 998 YK. A Thronehold delegation representing nations across Corvair have begun their journey traveling to the Great Crag, capital city of Droaam. The daughters of Sorakel, the three hags who rule over the monstrous nation of Droaam, have petitioned for official recognition of their status among the Thronehold nations. They seek to become a full nation with the same rights and laws governing them. The story for our group here starts in the city of Greywall, first city across the border of Droaam. Our scene starts, we see stone buildings, kind of some of them reaching almost like skyscraper heights here. We're kind of looking over the rooftops. We see gargoyles and harpies kind of like flying overhead. Like the roar of a manticore as it like kind of like stretches and begins to take a snooze on one of the rooftops. And our the time now, it's obviously like dark outside. The only light is a single moon that's low on the horizon right now, shining brightly. And the camera kind of pans down, and we see a single building. Looks like a tavern of some sort by the sign out front with a picture of what looks like a human drinking a bunch as a troll looks on him. And yeah, our scene is going to start. We see a yard outside, several wagons lined up with people kind of milling about sleepily. Kind of leading or directing the traffic here, we see a couple of gnolls standing tall, almost hyena-like faces as they kind of like grunt and point people into different directions, almost loading these wagons. We see people of all different dress and nations, obviously a very diverse group of people coming to get in these wagons. And yeah, let's see, who are we going to start with here? I think I'm going to start with Sirius, actually. Mm-hmm. So we see a pair of elves walk out the front door of this building. Sirius, you are traveling with one of your security forces, an elf. Hold on, let me pull up my character names here.
Named Charles.
What? Charles?
Sirius and Charles.
Sirius and Charles.
Yeah, you're traveling with an elf by the name of Kaylin. She currently is wearing like leathers and has one of like the hanging masks of like traditional Valinor warriors, just kind of like not covering her face, but worn loosely down beside her. And she kind of like holds the hilt of her curved sword at her waist and kind of like glares, looking around. And she she stands about maybe 5'8", but the one who walks beside her is much larger. Do you want to go ahead and give us a description of Sirius as he kind of steps out here in the early morning light?
So right next to Kalen, you see a 7'3" massive hulking figure, humanoid, large pointy ears, white short hair, which is not normal of all elves, cropped to the sides, real close. But his hair never seems to move. It doesn't grow. It doesn't do anything. It's just always the same. He is in heavy chainmail, stretching for the morning as they are ready to go along for this hearing and to get done with this as fast as possible. So you see an impatient, massive elf ready to go, always with a warhammer somewhere close to him.
Nice. And yeah, as you and Kalen step outside, you start doing some stretches, like you say. Kalen joins you, like doing a couple of like quick, like sword. Oh man, yeah, just a couple of basic warrior exercises, kind of like going through a flow or vinyasa almost. And you guys aren't doing that long before a gnoll with a patch covering one of his eyes, a deep scar running down his face. His fur is kind of like dark, almost like black. And he steps up, and he has a large axe on the back of his, strapped to his back, though he is unarmed as he walks up to you and doesn't really seem aggressive or anything. The gnolls have been kind of strange, haven't really talked to you guys since you arrived in Grey Wall yesterday. But you notice that along with the gnolls, there seems to be several other monstrous delegates that are joining, kind of some of them getting in the wagons. And the gnoll stops in front of you and says, Valinar.
Yes.
He kind of nods and says, you can pick one of these three. And he like points to three wagons. You see one, there's like this dwarf with a backpack full of like books that keep falling out, and he keeps having to like pick them up, and he climbs in. There's another one that you see a tiefling woman kind of like looking out the window, and another tiefling kind of like standing guard outside. And then the last wagon is is a gnomish delegation, probably from Zalargo, that seem to be kind of like, there seems to be an older gnome like sitting with a cane. That's his like assistants ready the inside of the wagon before he steps into it.
Come, Caitlin, let's take the devil wagon. You can always trust a good devil.
Sure. So you and Kaylin head into the wagon, and as soon as you get on, the tiefling guard kind of like eyes you, like looks you up and down, and he just says, in common, he's just like, big elf. And Vanifer, or sorry, yeah, the woman inside introduces herself pretty quickly as you step in. Actually, I have a picture of her. You step in, and she kind of smiles at you, and she says, pardon my assistant out there. He does not get much socialization. I am Vanifer, one of the warlords here in Droaam.
Warlords, huh?
Yes.
Of what band?
Mine. And she just kind of like smiles at you.
Well, hopefully we can test each other one time. Now, Kaylin, are you ready?
She kind of like jerks a nod and steps in, glaring at both tieflings as she sits beside you. She says, I'm... Fuck, am I gonna do today? She says, I'm ready, my prince. She like sits down.
Vanifar, if you would. That's her name, right? Vanifar?
Vanifer, yeah.
Vanifer. Like Garrett, like going, what's your names here?
Hand out. Oh, here we
Whoa, look at this eyebrow.
Oh wow,
Damn.
yeah.
Yeah, so scarlet skin, large horns back, because she's got kind of like long black hair running down. You see she's got like this fine, like almost like silk robe, though it's dirty at the bottom from travel. And she has a dagger at her hip that she kind of like seems to be fingering, not in like an aggressive way, but just kind of like in the way of a warrior who fiddles with their weapon kind of thing.
I'm just gonna take my warhammer and just pop it right next to her, just head down right next to her, just put my feet up, ready to go.
Sure. She kind of like looks at the wagon, looks up at you, and she says, "You know what they say about a warrior with a large weapon?
Do tell.
He's compensating."
Mhm. Well, Venifer, you will never be lucky enough to know.
She kind of chuckles at that. At the sound of that laugh, the camera kind of like pins back to the entrance of this stone tavern as another pair of elves step out. Everything here. Yes. So, Raven, you are traveling in the company of a much older elf, as you needed like a mentor guide here. So Theraval is kind of in charge of protecting you, though he doesn't look like a guard of sorts. Theraval walking out, he's got like some white running through his dark hair. It's pulled back into a bun. He's wearing kind of like dark robes with occasional little like a couple of shrunken skulls, I'll say, at his belt, and then his face is painted with no, actually, instead of his face painted, he's got like a silver mask in the shape of a skull over his face. And he kind of like looks around. He looks tired more than anything, though I think we see him you walking out like as the Valinar delegation is stepping into their wagon, and he spits on the ground a little bit. And says, he turns to you and says, "Well, are you ready?" And Raven, go ahead and describe your character.
Sure. So, a raven is rather short for an elf. She's only about 5'5". She has long black hair that she is currently trying to tie up into a bun because it's a little bit harder than she'd like because she's trying to hold her staff at the same time. She's got gold eyes, pale skin, and then gold scales are kind of brushed over her skin, like across her cheekbones, shoulders, elbows. She's got she wears a long kind of purplish dress with black accents. And quartz pendants hanging around her neck. It's pretty clear that's probably what she uses as a spellcasting focus. Then she has a kind of a leather bag strapped across her that is pretty flat. There doesn't seem to be too much in it, but so she looks back at her companion and nods. Yes, I'm ready.
He kind of he gives a nod, glances over at the wagon with the Valinar delegation, and says, "Did you hear they have killed the Red in their court back in Valinar now? A murderer, one of our own, snuck away to those elves, I suppose, where he could hide."
I suppose they're willing to take any sort.
And yeah, with that, we see the same Knoll one-eyed step up, kind of growling a little bit, but not in like an aggressive, almost like he's frustrated, and says, he kind of like seems to struggle with the word some. He's like, Erini.
Erenal, yes.
You can choose one of these. And he kind of like points to the two wagons that the Valinar have not gotten in. Or actually, no, he even motions to that one because there's space in that one as well. So there's the one with the Tiefling, the Valinar, one that seems to have the Gnomish Zalargo delegation, and one that has what seems to be the Dwarven delegation from the Moorhoods. Seems to be like a book smart sage or something that seems to be kind of leading that one.
She takes note of the multiple books that are kind of falling all over within the Dwarven wagon and simply sets off for that one because she imagines at least if they have books, she might be left to her own devices.
Sure. All right. Yeah. So you get into that, and the Dwarvish delegation just seems to be this one single dwarf. Doesn't seem like they've sent any security forces or anything with him. He seems to be traveling alone. He's got he's obviously old. He's got long gray hair, this kind of like long beard, and like tied down to gray braids down at the bottom. And like as you come in, you see like he's he's trying to like organize his books in this way. Like he's got them all unpacked and some of them strewn across the seats that he has to like move to allow you guys to sit in. And he's like, "Oh, sorry. Just doing some last minute research." And he kind of like pulls out this heavy tome in front of him as he glances at the two of you. And he says, "You two from Arenal?" Thorvald just seems to like ignore him.
At least Raven deigns to incline her head in a nod.
Sure. He kind of like shuffles a bit and he says, "Have you heard about the strange weather happening out here?"
Would she have heard about it?
No, I don't think you would have.
Okay. She pauses for a moment, gives him a quick once over, and then decides that she'll bite. What do you mean?
It's like, apparently they've been having storms suddenly crop out of nowhere, and heat waves and tornadoes, everything. Weather's all out of whack. Got some theories I want to talk to the three sisters about, but not sure if they'll listen to me. I think manifest zones are involved. And he kind of like seems to mutter off a little bit. Like,
So you believe magic is involved then?
yes. Are you familiar with with the way the planes interact with Eberron?
Admittedly, that hasn't been the source of my studies.
Oh, of course. But it's not all that interesting. But he kind of like looks around. And he says, "Here." And he kind of like hands you a book that titled "On the Plains of Eberron." He's like, "It's a pretty simple read, but it's a good place to start." And he just kind of like turns and begins like jotting down notes in the tome in front of him.
Fair enough. She takes a look at the book, flips through it, and begins to peruse it, see what's in it.
Right on. So Thorvald kind of like sneers his nose a little bit, then just kind of like looks out the window as we see Raven kind of flipping through this book. And then we kind of like are brought back to that same scene again of the front of the tavern as three more people come walking out the front door. Yeah, so we see a pair of humans and a warforge stepping out from the building, apparently traveling together. Let's start with Bartholomew, who's probably in the lead here.
Bartholomew stands at a rough and tumbled 5'9", but a good 5'11", with the slight heel in his boot. He wears a dark, like charcoal duster that has seen more patch jobs and more travel than his young late 20-ish face looks like it's seen. He's a charismatic young man. He's got I imagine a cowboy hat on of sorts to match the duster. All of his possessions are shoved into a go bag around his shoulder that he carries around just about everywhere he goes. And he's probably waxing poetic about something or other to the other two in the party. Yeah. He's human.
You're muted.
Thank you. So yeah, we see Bartholomew kind of stepping out, starting to like turn back, chatting with the people behind him. Let's go with Solane next.
Sure. Selene is a human woman, looks to be in her late 20s, 5'10", doesn't see the point in heeled boots. She wears pretty simple clothes, keeps her smith's tools at her hip at all times, and carries a warhammer on her shoulder. She's got blonde hair, half of her head is shaved. And she looks like she's nursing a bit of a hangover this morning. And really just doing her best not to listen to Gunn.
Is that her nickname for him already?
Yeah.
He doesn't. Here's the funny part that I didn't describe. He doesn't have a gun.
And I'm sure it's come up a million times already.
He's never mentioned it. He's
never mentioned it?
He has a
Well, then
small.
Bart.
If you have a
Sorry, Gunn stuck in my head.
if you have an incredible
The
keen
nickname.
eye, then you will notice that he has maybe the tip of a short sword underneath his duster, but otherwise he does not have a weapon.
You mean if I'm really observant?
Yeah.
I might
if you pay
notice
attention.
this.
You might notice that.
Like if I have the observant feet, I might see this.
You might. Yeah. You totally clock the short sword hanging on his side, but he does not have any other weapons.
Bart. She's trying not to listen to Bart as he keeps going
It
on.
was incredible. I told him. You see, I stopped him in there.
I need another drink. Hold on.
Well,
Going back in. I'm getting a drink for the road. Hold on.
Lady Selene, please.
No,
it's
Last but
It's
not
fine.
least, like kind of blocking the doorway as you turn around to like walk back. We see Requisitioner. Why don't you go ahead and describe your character for us?
Okay, Requisitioner is a pretty beefy warforged. He's 6'8". He has a shield basically affixed to his left arm, so it's probably pretty obvious to anybody who's seen Warforged before that he was a frontline fighter during the war. He is blue and gold, primarily blue, like metal pieces, and then gold trim, which he takes very good care of and tries to make sure that it's polished and clean, because he has to make a good impression on those that he meets. He has bronze eyes that like glow, and when he feels particularly intense about something, maybe right now when he's trying to keep Selene from going into the tavern again, his eyes really light up. People probably would notice that even though he seems like a frontline sort of warrior, he doesn't actually have a weapon on him anywhere. He's just has his fist, his right hand, and the shield on his left.
No, really. If I have to ride with this, I am getting something for the road.
You know,
Lady Selene, we're already running late.
It'll be fine.
I'm plenty amenable as a person. You could just ask me to stop telling my stories. I mean, I'm plenty fine.
I'm pretty sure I tried, and you had a story about that happening before.
If you stopped telling your stories, what would we listen to on the journey there?
So loud.
See, he gets it. Rick gets it.
Requisitioner, stand aside. I will be right back.
Well, you know it is my duty that I must
As a
You at
member
all
of House Kenneth, please just let me do this.
Yeah, and as you like begin to walk back, there's another large figure that kind of steps in your path as
Oh, for
this dark
fuck's
furred gnoll
sake.
steps in front of you. Eye patch on. He says, "We must get the journey started before the traveler's moon sets."
Yeah, alright, fine. I'll grab something out of my bag.
He says, "You can choose one of these 3 wagons," pointing towards the one wagon that seems to have a dwarf and a couple of elves in it, one wagon that has a couple of gnomes, and one wagon that has a couple of elves and a couple of tiefling.
Which one looks like it's the quietest?
Let's see. The one with the gnomes has the fewest people, though the one with the dwarf and the elves seems to be the quietest of the 3, I imagine, since the people are just reading on board.
Alright, look, Bart, I know which one I would pick. But you're the people person. Maybe I should leave this one to you before I fuck something up.
Milady, I'm merely following you and your lead. I know that if we get into any cart with our dear friend Requisitioner and you, no one's gonna be screwing with us anytime soon. Is kind of the way I'm looking at it.
Point.
Might I recommend that the gnomes are small and we are large? More room for us.
We do have a bit of a weight distribution thing to kind of deal with now, don't we?
Yeah, let's go ahead and go to the gnomes
Yeah,
so we don't
let's-
need to overburden any of the carts.
Yeah.
So you guys head into the cart with the pair of gnomes.
Hey, good morning.
The one there's one's got like gray hair, kind of dark, like cherry skin, and yeah, kind of looks a bit older, has wrinkles on his face, and taps his cane. The other one kind of bobs his head at you, looks like a little younger, looks like an apprentice of some sort almost, like maybe 18, 19, a teenager, just kind of like carrying the load and taking notes occasionally. And the older gnome kind of like nods his head, says, this is Fargo accent. Actually, he speaks in perfect unaccented common. Says, welcome. You're from the Brelish delegation, I assume, by your appearance.
Absolutely. A pleasure to
What
be making
gave it
your
away?
appearance.
Well, you are obviously from House Cannith. You travel with a Warforged. There's only 3 Cannith houses that are functioning. I saw the Ondaran delegate already get into their wagon earlier. So that leaves me a 50-50 chance that you're from Breathen South. And if they're sending a Cannith artificer with a delegate, he kind of like turns to Bartholomew. He's like, I imagine it must be the Brelish one.
Damn, you're good.
Boy, you sure got a mind on you this early in the morning, don't you?
Yeah,
Oh man, we
Celine's
like a
gonna
thinker
pull a
around
flask
here now,
out
don't
of her bag of holding.
He's gonna what?
Celine's pulling a flask out of her bag of holding.
Gotcha.
we? Everyone loves a thinker, putting pieces together, and oh man, we love it.
He says, well, we of Zalargo pride ourselves on being able to read people and coming with information. Tolan Farkas, a pleasure to meet you.
I tip my hat.
Celine will nod and sort of offer her flask.
He'll reach for it and kind of like thank you, and like he'll take it and sip it. What kind of alcohol is in it?
Whiskey.
Whiskey. So he's like, he sips it and he's like, a gnomish blend, perfect. And then they kind of like hands it back to you.
Yeah, it was the best I could find. Which is, saying something.
He says, Bartholomew, correct? Your reputation precedes you somewhat.
No, no, you're you're just trying to sugar me up for this long journey. I bet.
I heard the work you did with the Syrian refugee situation, the bureaucratic part, and organizing all the details of setting up the Syrian camp in Breland. I heard you were a big part of it.
You know
yeah,
what?
Bart.
At the end of the day, it's about helping people. That's what I'm here for.
Kind of like nods sagely and says, I can appreciate that. He says, watch your back during these travel. Some of these warlords aren't happy that the daughters of Sorakel are suing for peace.
You got to see both sides. I understand where they're coming from, but not everybody can get their whole piece of the pie. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course. We must each lobby for our own peace, I should think.
Right, you are.
Yeah, and with that, I think we hear a voice call out in a kind of like strange language that you guys don't recognize, as you hear this almost like as the gnolls start screaming at each other in this kind of like screechy, like laughing language almost. And shortly after, the carts begin rolling along. We're gonna fade out on our first scene there.
My, these cards are not quite made for someone of my size, are they?
It'll be fine.
Actually, I would say, Requisitioner, this is probably the roomiest cart you've been in, because they have carts made to like fit trolls and like ogres and stuff like that. So these are actually pretty roomy carts that you guys are traveling in. Though they are pretty like low. Like there's no magic involved with any of these carts. It's pretty kind of like low tech, I guess you could say.
So you're really testing the suspension.
Yeah. All right. So, you guys are traveling for a hour and a half into the morning. Well, yeah. You guys are traveling a few hours into the morning. Is there anything you guys are doing kind of as you're traveling, specifically? Or are you guys just kind of like dozing in the wagon, chatting amongst yourself?
Sirius is just looking at all the terrain. And Solane, by the way, you might see, since your passive perception is so high, you probably see a bluish gray horse like running along the side.
Mm-hmm.
She's gonna look at her flask and put it away.
Like not close, but I'm assuming that we're around trees and forest
Yeah.
area, so like you'll see him running through a forest and catching glimpses.
Which there's not a lot of trees. They're kind of sporadic in this part. Droaam's actually like not a very. It's pretty arid. It's like why most people don't live here. It's hard to actually like grow things.
Not a vacation home.
Yeah. But as you guys are kind of like driving down the road, like once the morning really gets started and the sun is up, the wagons are kind of like parked in a bit of a circle, and then people start kind of like pouring out. You guys are kind of like all standing in the same area, and that same gnoll that's been kind of like seems to be organizing comes up with a shorter one behind him carrying this large bag, and he kind of like pulls out these little like look like meat buns of some sort and like hands them to each of you.
Sure, why not?
None for me, thank you.
I'll eat his.
Yeah. I'll take mine.
Yeah. Null shrugs and hands it off to you. The Blackford Knoll says breakfast, troll grist.
Damn, not bad.
Delicious.
Just eats it.
Yeah, it's kind of like a tough meat, like chewy, but it's not bad tasting at all. A little bit spicy,
I've had worse.
and yeah, you guys kind of meander a little bit. All of you make perception checks for me.
Even me?
Even you.
Um,
Tis a beautiful day.
I have a +5. Oh, that's passive. Just kidding. I was just making sure there wasn't anything I had to do for active perception checks.
Nice. Yeah, so I would say all of you do notice the horse that now just kind of like walks, now that you guys are stopped, just kind of like runs up to Sirius, like seems to ignore everybody as it like tramples through. The gnolls are kind of like staring at this beautiful animal. It's like pale blue, its fur is like kind of spotted white, and it's muscly. It looks like it could hold up a fair amount of weight, which it might need to if it holds up the rider that it approaches. So yeah, and that one begins like nuzzling Sirius as he comes out. Selene and Bart, each of you notice a figure that you didn't see get out of any wagons. Seems to be kind of lingering on the side of the road away from everybody, wearing like these kind of like tattered brown robes and wearing a mask of some sort, like a stone gargoyle mask. Seems to be kind of milling about, just staring at the group. The gnoll, like one of the gnolls kind of eyes him but doesn't approach.
What is the temperature currently?
It's warm. So it's still early morning, so it's not that bad, but it's probably in like 80 degrees area.
Oh, so comfortable.
Hold on, I'll fix it. Right, but it's still a little warm for
Robes and a mask.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure.
Oh, kind of like look to Bart, like see if he saw him too.
I mean, I'm wearing a big leather coat and a hat, and I'm still getting sweat all the way down to my nethers. But don't you think that gentleman out there is
Bit overdressed.
a bit overdressed for this occasion?
Would you like to go make introductions?
Only if you lead.
She'll snap, and her armor will come flying out of the cart and attach to her. And
Yeah,
she's wearing.
I think the gnolls
full
around
blade.
you jump too, like raising axes and stuff, like looking around for trouble.
She'll kind of just roll her eyes and walk on over.
I guess the requisitioner probably hears the metal clang. Is like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, guess I should go over there.
Yeah.
Did I do
And
something to get on her wrong foot? I don't know.
I'll say Sirius and Raven, you two can, I don't know whether your characters would be interested, but you do see this delegation seem to be walking away from the group, and you kind of like see them heading to this lone figure standing outside watching.
I still have my buns that I'm eating while we're walking over.
Sure, just kind of like munching on it. Yeah. So you're kind of like casually walking over. Selene's now armored, but eating a little meat bun.
She already
And
finished the first one.
as you approach, the figure kind of like squares up a little bit, crossing these like big, pretty thick arms. Figure stands about 6 foot tall or so. And yeah, as you approach, you can kind of like see these yellow eyes peering at you from underneath the mask. The skin, as you get close, you can kind of like see below because the mask cuts it off, like right above the mouth. You can see this looks to be a hobgoblin of some sort. They're like thick jawed. You can kind of like see the teeth down low. But yeah, kind of like snorts as you approach and says, "What do you want, outsiders?"
I mean, we were kind of gonna ask you the same thing. Just take another bite of her bun.
In so many words, friend, we don't mean to be intruding too much. We're merely a few delegations coming to discuss business with some higher ups up in the Great Crag. But we, by all means, don't mean to be intruding. I'll switch over to. Would I know that speaking Goblin to a Hobgoblin would be rude? Would that be rude?
No, I think all of you guys would know at this point, even from just like One Night in Grey Wall, Goblin is basically like common in Droaam. Like a lot of the Goblinoids and stuff and residents of Droaam know common, but Goblin is like the most common language spoken.
Yeah.
So it'd basically just be like you speaking the local tongue kind of thing.
Cool. I'll flip over to Goblin and just say, we're just stopping to water the horses, and actually wouldn't have this accent. So in Goblin, it'd be more like, we're just stopping to water the horses and get a little bit of sun and air and a little bit of sunshine. Is the kind of the accent that he would hear in Goblin. Kind of like that's the translation to it.
Sure.
Very just like crisp and very like clean. But Goblin nonetheless.
Yeah, whatever he said.
It's just super overly formal.
No, but you guys hear.
Yeah. Make a persuasion check for me. Right.
Okay.
Let's get some rolls in here. Yeah, he kind of like grunts, almost like impressed with your language, and
Barely noticeable accent.
he kind of like lowers his arms a little bit and just kind of shakes his head and says, "May your bodies go back to stone," and like turns around and like walks, like stalks off into like off the trail into like the it's kind of like the general landscape, marching towards the hillsides.
I'll call after him in Goblin. The happy trails. Man, some people, I don't know, man. You can't win them all. Can't win them all.
Well, yeah, we tried.
So,
I should probably specify she's in the Guardian armor, not the Infiltrator.
okay. I don't know what that means yet, but I'm sure it's important.
We'll get there.
It's coming.
The beefy armor, not the stealthy armor.
The beefy armor that does the attacky thing.
Gotcha.
Importantly, the attacky thing.
The attacky thing, very important. Yeah. All right. So, is there any other scenes we want to do before we get into I guess the next thing? Everybody loading back into the wagons and going.
Why'd you bring the attacky armor to do the talky part, though? Is my question.
You never know. I mean, when I try and talk to people, sometimes they get the wrong impression and try and fight me. I mean...
Lady Selene, you do often wear the attacking armor whenever you go to introduce yourself to someone.
It's hard to get a lie out of this guy. I've been trying all day. He's pretty cut and dry, straight to the truth. He tells it how it is.
Say I'm good with people, you'll get your lie.
I like it.
Look, I prefer this armor, okay? She's like taking it off as she's having this conversation.
Sure.
All their own.
Sirius, while you guys are stopped, I'll say that Vanifer, for her part, you see her like glancing towards the sky, kind of regularly during the drive, and like while you're here stopped, just as almost as she's like expecting something. But otherwise stays fairly quiet unless you engage her directly.
Well, noticing that, I'll say, Vanifar, are you expecting company soon? Flying friends, maybe?
She smirks and says, well, not all the warlords are excited about this delegation coming through, and I've heard that some of the Harpy flights were a tad upset upon hearing that the daughters invited your kind here. I wouldn't be surprised if they try something.
Well, I'd enjoy a little morning fun.
She kind of smirks and says, well, you might get it. And so...
And I lean over to Kalen and I say, Kalen, just keep an eye out while you look up a little bit, please.
Kalen like nods gravely and begins like eyeing the sky as she kind of looks around.
Thank y'all.
All right.
I'd like to ask the hobgoblin if there's any more beef buns.
Or at the knoll.
Or the knoll, yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. You kind of like approach him. He kind of looks at you and says, there'll be more at dinner.
Fine.
Here, you can finish the rest of mine. I haven't got the appetite.
Oh hell yeah! She'll eat it.
Take a big bite of troll grist.
Yeah.
And then, John, what was the name of the observant guy in the cart?
The gnome? Yeah.
Yeah.
Focus. So I go.
Yeah, I couldn't spell it.
Yeah,
so-
his yeah. There we go.
Farkas, eh?
His
Oh,
very
yeah.
attentive silver eye glare
I did spell it right.
really
Okay.
caught me off guard for a hot second.
What you got?
Okay, so it is the Talot I'm thinking of. Spelling at least.
Yeah. Inspired. All right. So with that, well, sorry everybody. That's the alarm that says the end of our show. No,
Well, that's it. Thanks for coming, everyone.
See you next year.
As the wagons begin heading down the trail, the wind begins picking up pretty heavily, and a rain kind of like drops suddenly, almost out of nowhere, like leading all the delegates to kind of like the ones that haven't gotten back into their carts yet, like running back to the carts to kind of keep from getting wet, or using magical umbrella type items to kind of protect themselves from the rain.
If we're not back,
Should
I
I go
take my
rinse
shield
off?
and I raise it above Bartholomew and Celine.
Yeah. I'll look
Ting, 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 ting,
to
ting.
Bartholomew. Should I rinse off real quick before getting back in the cart? I mean, that armor's pretty hot. I'm gonna rinse off quick. And she'll step out into the rain.
Lady Celine. Lady
Yeah.
Celine.
Yep.
I might as well brush my hair out as well. It's always good to get a little bit of rain on you.
Sure.
You never know when it's not going to fall next time.
Yeah, and I think back in... Oh, go ahead. It's just
Oh, no,
Lane's
sure.
rinsing herself off.
Yep.
Back in the wagon with Broldenthar, the dwarven delegate, and Raven and Theraval. Theraval's kind of like... Theraval's one of those people, I imagine, I'm not sure if Raven would like him or not, but he's just kind of like one of those like elves that kind of like, ever since you guys have left Arenal, he's kind of like complained about everything. And is like very underwhelmed by everyone who is not an Arenal elf, pretty much. And so like he's basically sitting in the wagon, looking disdainfully. Like he chews a little bit of the troll grist and is like, ugh, and then pulls out this little like piece of flatbread he's got in his bag and begins eating that instead. And Broldenthar the whole time just kind of like sits quietly, like occasionally he's like, oh, and then like pulls up another tome like he's referencing something, and then he's like, oh, where is that? And like pulling up another book. Theraval kind of like turns towards you. Raven, are you eating this like troll grist? How does Raven
Yes,
respond to this,
actually. She is not particularly picky about food, especially if it's meat, because when she was younger, like that was pretty much whatever was in the forest that they could catch is what she ate. So she's definitely down with eating this. It may not be like her favorite thing that she would choose to eat, but she's not going to turn it down because one, kind of rude, two, like it's food.
Yeah.
So she's eating it.
Right on. Yeah, I think Theraval kind of like turns, looking down his nose a little bit. He's like, how you eat that troll meat, I have no idea. It's disgusting. You can smell it from here.
Well, it wouldn't do to waste our rations then, would it?
I suppose not, but I suppose we might get worse things at the Great Crag, so you're probably smart to save your rations. Ugh. It says, perhaps we should go through some of your cantrips this morning?
She hides a distasteful reaction, and instead agrees because she may not have chosen him, but he is her elder, and therefore he gets to decide what she does.
Sure. So yeah, we see Raven kind of just like set her book aside to start going through kind of basic cantrip casting. Beautiful. And I think with that, we're going to take a short break before we get into our next scene.
Oh, good. I'm out of beer.
Alrighty.
Time for the
Yeah,
whiskey.
that's why I wanted to give us a break. I knew you were out of beer,
yeah.
Sam. So
Oh, yeah. Thank you. You're so considerate.
I was looking out for my players.
Oh my god, just don't tell my fiance, but best DM I've ever had.
Yeah, just between me and you.
Yeah, just between us.
Yeah. Appreciate that. All right.
Well,
You're done.
I don't have too much set up in the term of a break screen, so I'm just gonna like flip it over to starting soon because
Yeah.
Because we're going to be back to starting in a minute.
Thanks for hanging out for a couple of minutes, chat. We'll be back soon. We'll
Yeah.
start again soon.
I'll mute the Discord. No, I'll mute myself in Discord to just talk to chat for a hot minute. Hey guys, now it's just us alone. Hey chat, what's up? Thanks for coming for our first stream. I appreciate it. 13 viewers. It's quite a few. More than I usually get whenever I'm streaming my dumb fucking video games. Which is nice. It feels good. Thanks for watching. Even if you just kind of have the stream on in the background just to fill the space, it's whatever. Some of you might be running some keys. Some of you might be doing homework or something. I don't know. You do you. Yeah, I need to work on it a little bit more. My goal was actually Arthur Morgan. I need to work on my Arthur Morgan a little bit more. He was inherently my goal. I also did not prepare nearly as much as I should have because, between work and a child, it's harder than it seems. But now that this is here, I know exactly what I'm going to do with like the stream setup, the alerts and stuff. Hold on, my mic levels. Get my mic where it's supposed to be. Now I'm actually paying attention. Okay, there we go. But yeah, I'm working on it. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys are enjoying our fledgling thing. First episodes of campaigns are always so much fun because you guys are learning about the characters just as much as we are. Like even our own characters. Like you don't know who the character is until you start playing them. I truly believe. Yeah. So you kind of just gotta get in there. You kind of just gotta go for it. Also, it's just been a while for like Discord window capturing and stuff. It's just awkward and like it's taking up a lot more room. So I'm just having to I have 3 monitors and I'm still shuffling through. It's just uncomfortable. I wish there was an easier way to do it. Like when the video went out, Mike, thanks for catching that. It's because I minimized the video because I was trying to like move it over, but because of the window capture, it's very specific. So that was my fault. But I put it back where it was supposed to be. But you know, it's a learning process, kind of. And also, I'll try to leave my character as much of a secret as I could. But yeah, thanks for hanging out. It's not another Eldritch Knight. I fucking told you what it was in so many words. Eldritch Knight is very powerful, but I couldn't do the same class twice. Like it's there's too many fun, stupid builds to do the same class twice. Like even if you did the same class twice, you could do it in completely different ways, but you know. Tweets. It is kind of exciting, isn't it? Now we're just waiting on one more of our sweet little darlings to come back. And then we'll get started for you guys. I might as well put on the audio so the stream can hear you guys.
Dude.
And like the rain ambiance.
I'm here for it.
I remember that there was a way to split it up, so you could have Discord on one track and like everything else on another track, so I can mute Discord.
Yeah, I don't remember how I did it.
Yeah, I have to do all that shit again. And I feel like I just need like handouts of all the different people and all the different names, because I'm so just like filled with anxiety about a new character and learning everything that I'm not retaining any of this.
Yeah.
And I'm writing.
You mean you feel like you need to take notes?
I'm writing down bits and pieces that I can actually get to, but like, you know.
Yeah, there's a version of this that like we're at a longer start where that's like introducing more NPCs, and I was like, no, there's already a lot. Nobody's gonna remember all.
Yeah, are they even important?
I tried to limit you guys to like only talking to ones that can be important. In the story. So I kind of cut any.
Jennifer looks like a badass, so
I feel
that.
robbed.
Dope.
How do you know those other NPCs couldn't have been made important by us?
Oh my goodness.
We did make a lot of dumb NPCs important.
We really did.
Like that. I'm not going to say it just in case people are going to play Strahd eventually, but Simon.
Fucking Simon.
We made Simon 10
Simon
times
was
more.
important.
We made him 10
He
times more
had a
important than we had to.
Wait, which one was
All named NPCs are important.
The homie at the very end and the
Lich.
place with the
gotcha. Yeah.
Oh shit, I'm sorry.
That guy.
It's never specifically stated if he is. At least I don't remember us getting it specifically stated.
He had the icon. It was so specifically stated. He was like 1,400 years old.
She was trying to give some room to make people to question.
Dude.
No,
God damn it, I was trying to walk it back.
No, if you put the dagger in, I'm going to twist it. Fuck it. It's over. No.
I wonder how many modules have casual liches in
Oh, by the way, there's a lich just hanging out. He's totally cool.
He's a really nice dude.
He's fine.
He was funny.
Hi, sorry.
Uh-oh.
My cat is sick.
Wait, why is
Oh,
that turn
no.
order up?
Now, where did that come from? Uh-oh.
I'm not even on stream right now.
Yeah.
Sure are.
Nothing's
We're going back.
happening.
Oh, are we?
Oh, yeah, I brought it back, but
Welcome.
You guys keep going. I'm gonna build out the thing. Don't you worry.
Battle screen?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Because I know how I want to do it. I just need to fucking do it.
I should have grabbed the Switch during the break.
The Switch.
After a 3-month hiatus, I started playing Animal Crossing again, and they've all made snarky comments about me being gone for so long.
That's good.
Um,
Have a distraction while we play our D&D game.
Yeah.
Good.
yeah.
I'm glad that we're
Well, I
not
was
enough
gonna
for
do
you.
it on the break. Excuse.
Next time it'll
Yeah.
do.
Yeah. It's just something for the break. Dad. It's not like I'm playing Hades.
Mm-hmm.
It's also fun. And I
Feels
still
like a
haven't
very-
gotten out.
I have
Feels like a
not
very
played that
specific
game.
example, isn't it?
That's the roguelike, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I want to play that.
It's
a
a
very
lot of
good
fun.
game.
My friends love it.
I still haven't gotten out. Hades kicked my ass, and then I tried getting out again, and fucking what's his name, Theseus.
The guy.
I
Yeah,
got
yeah.
so frustrated against him that I went through all my Death's Defiances, and I was just like, God damn it, I fucked up. Also forgot how to attack for a hot minute. So I was just dashing around like, what the fuck do I do?
I didn't want to have Illustrator open while I was.
Ooh. Night Nuggets with the subscription.
You should be able to just capture the specific Roll20 page so that you don't have to do a whole screen cap. Like, you don't have to say, like, monitor 1 is the whole thing's being captured.
No. It's.
And you can pull things in front of it.
Yeah, I'm doing window capture.
Oh, it looks like the whole thing froze on my page.
I know. Let it.
Oh, mine's been doing that, and I thought it was just my internet, because it's been doing that all day. Because I watch streams while I work.
No, for me it's severely delayed, but I think that's normal.
Oh yeah, you just need to refresh
then,
it
yeah.
sometimes. I have it on low
Yeah,
latency.
there it is.
So it should just
Oh,
be a 6-second delay.
I'm working, the others are not. Fascinating. I'm not used to being on, like, the actual streaming side of Twitch. I just watch it, so I don't know there's that much of a delay.
Oh, yeah, usually 6 seconds to 20 something. You can set it longer, actually. I never have to worry about it. I'm not a big enough streamer that I need to worry about someone watching me while I play League of Legends.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe if you decided to switch which screen was bigger, then, like, and just made your face the main one and the game in the small window, maybe that would work for you. I don't know.
Oh, did it?
That's what I hear anyway.
Oh! I know it's wrong.
I can get an overlay for the jungle so they can't see our positions. I'm just lazy.
Why did?
Also, add me on League of Legends. Swear to 1-4.
Are
I
the-
sometimes play.
Are the cameras frozen?
Yes. Very much so.
What the fuck?
I've seen them every so often pop back in, but then it kind of goes away again.
Let me force it to freak out a little bit. No. Oh no.
Having technical problems.
This is gonna ruin it, but I'm gonna see. Hold on. It's coming back. It's there. Oh, boom, down. coming up. It's coming up. It's coming up.
It's there.
It's there. Oh, it's the back. Okay, we're good. Let's
We
see
love it.
if this button ruins it again. I think we're good. I think we're good.
We live again?
Let me know if the cameras freeze again. But yeah, I'm ready. We can.
It froze again on my side.
Fucking Christ. We can just continue.
Let me do one thing real quick, and I will be good. Okay. So, I'm still doing a little bit of last minute battle map prep, but I'm go ahead and begin here. So, yeah, you guys are traveling for a few more hours. Like I said, the weather kind of like suddenly picks up, kind of rains pretty heavily for the next little arc of your journey. Single character here. All right. So you guys are traveling for a while. It's kind of been quiet. As you're approaching, you hear them like kind of calling out, basically referring to a bridge up ahead that they have to cross, and kind of peeking out, you can see this massive stone bridge that seems to cross a river up ahead. And you guys are kind of like towards the back of this wagon train that's heading down. There's dozens of wagons. Okay. So I think how this is gonna go. So you guys are wagons clicking, clacking around. All of a sudden, Selene, you hear this first. There's sounds like singing off in the distance, like a beautiful song of some sort. And then, before you can kind of like really register that singing, there's like this crack of thunder.
The excellent timing, John. Just
And suddenly you hear stone breaking and like the people crying out as the stone bridge in front of you like explodes open, wagons falling down into the river below. Your wagons have not crossed the bridge yet. They're like kind of like running up to the bridge line now, like forced to pull up to stop. And as your wagons stop, you hear a sudden thud on the roof, and hear the sound of steel on steel and steel on stone ringing from outside. And I guess what do you guys do?
kind of pinches the bridge of her nose, snaps, and guardian armor snaps itself to her again.
Okay.
Come on, we've got some fun.
Requisitioner hoists his shield up, and you can hear like a small click come from his right wrist.
Let's go, Barty boy.
I'm,
She'll grab her hammer and hop out.
I'm a lover, not a fighter. What part of this whole get-up makes you think that?
Come on, it's fun.
This woman's view of fun is gonna be my fucking grave.
Yeah. And as you like step out of the wagon, the gnolls actually like yell at you to stay in, though whether you listen to him is up to you.
Yeah, fuck off.
Alright. So you begin to step out of the wagon. I want to hear what the others are doing before I guess I kind of like talk about what you guys see up there.
Do I see any of the enemies? Like, is there, or like whatever's happening? Like, it's we just hear it right now?
It's mostly hearing right now. Do you just kind of like take a look out the window first? Like spend a few seconds kind of figuring out what's going on before you
Yeah.
give me a perception check if you want.
Also, as I do that, you see a blur of blue and gray come towards all the wagons. And also, she can make a perception check too and see what's going on.
I mean, with an 18, do I just fucking see it?
You'll have a good idea. You also have, like,
Our
you're gonna be
first crit!
nice.
Did I crit?
Yeah.
There's a 20 on the screen.
Hey.
Trust me. Hey, it's capturing that.
Nice.
It's just the cameras that are fucked.
And I'm recording crits again.
Nice. Yeah, so Sirius, you kind of like take a moment to look around, assess the situation before you step out into battle, or into the fray. You're looking around, you see a couple of the gnolls outside your wagon seem to be like watching the air. Or I should say, you see a gnoll on one side just kind of looking around. A gnoll on the other side of the wagon, you notice, is just kind of like staring straight ahead towards the bridge and seems to be like walking towards the cliffside, almost like in a hypnotic state. Like they're just kind of like trudging along.
Mm-hmm.
And you can kind of like hear the singing voice in the background. So yeah, you can kind of, you see, I'll say with a 25 actually, you see this gnoll walking up. You also see, like, kind of like looking back on the wagons behind you, you see these massive stone gargoyles, wings kind of like enfolded over their shoulders, their claws reaching over, looking like they're about to like rip the wagon, the roof of the wagon up.
Okay, cool. Taking all that in, I lean over to Kaylin and I say, I think it's time to leave. And then I'm going to open up the door, jump out of the wagon, hop on my horse, Animos,
Sure.
and start going, and then just start circling around the wagons.
Sure. So you'll start to get out. You've kind of taken a moment to assess. You reach, go out. What is your horse's name?
Animos.
So you kind of like go to hop out and hop on Animos's back.
Yes.
Cool. Vanifer
And
kind of like you, or what is her name?
And the first thing I'm going to do is touch the horse's side and cast Sanctuary on her.
Okay, we'll wait for initiative for that.
Oh, okay, cool. That's fine.
Yeah. You see Kaylin kind of like raises her little face mask to her face to kind of like cover it, a sign that she's kind of ready for battle and preparing for battle, and grabs her own weapon. Vanifer just kind of like shakes her head, almost like a like her eyes rolling, almost like a of course. And so yeah, back to our last wagon. Theraval kind of like looks out. You hear the gnolls say stay inside, and he kind of like sits back like, oh, well, I'll let them handle this. Broldenthar looks kind of like, you see him kind of like sweating a little bit as he like hears the sound of the thumping. What do you do, Raven?
I would like to make a perception check of my own just to see if I can find out what is going on.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead and give me a perception check.
That did not go
The
well.
opposite of his roll. We do have a perceptive bunch over all like those +5s and perception. That's not good.
I guess that's not going to work out for me. So what do I not see?
Yeah, so Raven, you do see like gnolls kind of like looking in the air. One of them seems to be looking at something on top of your wagon. But other than like a thudding, you're not sure. There's obviously something on the wagon, but what it is, it's unfamiliar sound to you. So you're not quite sure from your current position. Does she make any? Yeah, what does Raven do? I guess in reaction to this, does she kind of like hamper down with Theraball, step out?
Since I have no idea what's happening other than like loud noises that I don't like the sound of,
Yeah.
I think she's just going to kind of be ready for whatever happens next, so that like she can, if necessary, she can like cast right away.
Sure.
But other than that, she's just gonna wait and see what happens.
Sure. Okay, so I'm going to bring you guys over to a little battle map here, and then I'm going to have you roll some initiative. Oh, Kalain, that's the elf I did not bring out enough token for her.
Why does it keep freezing?
It's because I'm actively making things in Illustrator, and my computer's not. It's great, but it's a lot.
Not happy.
It is a
Not that
lot of things going on all at once.
Yeah.
I still like that what everyone hears is stay inside and fuck off. I mean, no.
Alright. Cool. So here we go. Battle map.
Oh, baby.
Okay.
Let me go ahead and do this.
Oh, we're in the far back. Interesting. Oh, I got a horse.
Here, these guys are flying around.
Oh.
Okay, we're gonna do this. This. Boom. Delicious. My own go. I need to get the group initiative API set up on this one too.
I don't know. I like seeing my dice go across the screen.
Sure. I'm mostly thinking for my own self instead of like
Oh, yeah.
individually rolling initiative for.
That's a nice horse you got.
Thank you.
To roll initiative, make sure you click on your token and then the initiative in Roll20 on your character sheet.
I got a really fun DM who just gave me a horse.
I got full
Or
plate.
just ask for a horse.
Yeah, Celine got full plate.
I'm starting with magical full plate, technically.
Oh yeah, because your armor and stuff.
Yeah,
Is it classified as is it a +1 already, or is it just classified as armor?
it's
magical armor.
just called arcane armor, and it's the thing where I can, as an action, it just attaches to me.
Fucking Iron Man style.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
it's such an Iron Man Thor thing going on. Wow.
John, do you want me
The-
to roll for initiative also, even though I'm not out yet?
Decimal number.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Is your dex as a tiebreaker? Since I'm asking, like,
Oh,
hey,
geez.
what's your dex?
Definitely still.
I am just having a great time.
Yeah, I
No,
was
Nice.
gonna say 2 nat ones in a row. Raven's starting to get him out of the way early.
Right?
All right. Boom, boom. The highest initiative is 11 in this roll. Okay.
Yep. Feels bad.
Let's go with.
I
After
mean,
my natural
it
20 perception.
fits. I mean, we got ambushed, right?
Ooh.
Oh.
All right. All right.
I like that.
All right. So, Yeah, sinking occurs. Let's see. A couple of these gnolls. 20. People forward. Selene, you're kind of first to act. You are outside of the wagon with your armor on. What would you like to do?
Yeah. I see this dude right here.
Yeah, that one is like kind of flying up in the air, like 15 feet.
15 feet? Damn it.
But there is one also standing right on top of your wagon.
Oh, shit. I'm gonna hop up on top of the wagon.
All right, give me a DC 10 athletics check just to.
Oh, boy. This is... Alright.
Yeah, you easily kind of like get up top, armor, hammer in hand, looking at this gargoyle. It turns to face you. What do you do?
Hey, buddy. And I see him about to pull off the top. How about you don't? And I'm going to, let's see here, use the Thunder Gauntlets I have.
What
What is
does
a
do?
simple melee weapon while aren't holding anything in it. So I'm just gonna use the attack for the light hammer since it counts as a simple weapon.
Sure.
Oof.
That does
No.
not hit.
Yeah, I gotta grab him and
Yeah, you
stand still.
you got to reach out. It kind of like flaps into the air, like a couple of feet, backing up, staring guardingly at you. You can tell it's taking you seriously as an armored figure just kind of easily pulls herself up there.
Alright, as a bonus action, I'm going to, let's see here, what is it? Bonus action, I create my defensive field and give myself 3 temp going into this.
Okay,
Just like, alright, you fucking asshole, let's go.
right on. Okay. Anything else, Sully? Is that good for you?
No, that's good for me.
All right. So Knowles, you see this one kind of like charges towards this guy. This one moves up to fight the Knoll on this back wagon. Some of these Knolls just seem to be like kind of mindlessly moving forward as the song fills the air. Requisitioner. You kind of like, you can hear, you saw Selene kind of like move and climb up to the top of the wagon right before you kind of move to get out.
Lord Bartholomew, stay in the caravan.
Bart, get out here!
Requisitioner runs out, sees Selene on the roof, and tries to climb up as well.
Alright. Yeah, go DC 10 athletics check for me. Yeah, easily. Like the wagon's starting to like get like little damage from all the climbing on it from these heavy hitters, kind of like squeaking as you get to the top.
Ah, shit.
And Requisitioner will, you'll hear another click and hear an unwind, like an unwinding sound from his right wrist as his fist seizes up into like a hard ball and a chain shoots out from his arm as his hand and fist turns into a flail that he swings through the air twice to kind of get the balance of it and then takes a swing at the creature.
Nice.
So sick.
Yeah, you kind of like swing your flail. It hits the creature kind of like just like on the edge and rolls off of its stone arm. And it kind of like looks down, looks at you, and sneers.
This creature is more formidable than I could have thought.
Yeah, we might actually have to try. Bart!
Cool, perfect. And then I am going to need wisdom saves from those who have kind of stepped down already. So Selene, Requisitioner, and Bartholomew.
I haven't stepped. I'm still in the cart.
Oh yeah, sorry. Not Bartholomew.
Homie?
Sirius is the other one outside of.
Okay. Oof.
Perfect. All right, so yeah, this singing kind of like pierces through the fighting. This
Come from the land of the
and Selene, you are
Can
charmed.
we get some of that on roll 20?
Yeah,
No, we
my
will
friend.
definitely get magnesium for that one.
Sad.
Yes. So Selene, you are charmed. Go ahead and, it's not going to show it to you because everything's hit.
Cams are back. No, they're not.
Perfect.
I lied.
False alarm. Okay, so yes, you're charmed. While charmed this way, you ignore the songs of other harpies, and if the charmed target is more than 5 feet from this harpy, which you are, this is swinging, coming from the bridge, the broken bridge. You must spend your turn traveling the most direct route to get to it.
Hell yeah! That's some pretty ass music!
Just hear this rock theme going on in your head. You're like, wow, I gotta.
There's a mosh pit over there!
All right, so that is that turn. Sirius. You kind of like shake off this sound that's coming forth from the cliffside. Hop onto your faithful steed.
Thank you. Feeling that happen, would I? Do I see the source of what just tried to do that?
I think you can hear it coming from the under the edge of the cliff down here. It seems to be coming from like below the cliff.
Below the cliff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you don't see anything, but you can hear it like coming from down below.
Okay. Otherwise, how high am I up on the horse? About 15 feet.
Yeah.
We'd probably be about that.
Yeah.
And how high is the wagon?
The wagon's about like 12 feet tall, and just call it 10 feet. Large
Okay.
size. Like you could like hop from your horse to the top.
Cool. And the gnolls are just walking towards the cliff.
Not all of them. Like some of them are kind of engaged with the gargoyles, or like this one beside you seems fine. But several of them are, yes.
Okay. Well, since I can't see the source of it, but I can tell where it's coming from, I'm going to deal with the immediate threat. So I'm going to come around with Animos. 30 about right there. Thank you very much. And I'm going to attack the stone gargoyle. And Animos is going to take his action and use the help action to give me advantage on my strike.
Okay.
And I'm going to cast Roaring Maw.
Ooh, what is that?
That's Booming Blade reflavored.
Okay.
Because it's a hammer and it was just cooler than to say.
Sure.
Okay, so just that. And I get advantage. That's better.
Oh yeah. So you kind of like swing and can't get quite the right angle, and then your steed, whose name I will remember soon, Animos.
Animos.
Yeah.
Animos, using the help action, kind of like rears back, giving you just enough leverage for you to slam your hammer into the side of this gargoyle's head.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll damage.
Okay. And how big? What size creature is the gargoyle?
They're medium size.
They're medium size. Okay. Well, they get pushed 5 feet back from me, so pushing back directly on top of the due to a feat that I have.
Nice.
Anytime they get hit by bludgeoning damage, they move 5 feet away from me, and he's also sheathed in. You'd see like a vibration humming in his chest.
Nice.
Nasty combination.
Yeah. There's like cracks forming. Yeah. Kaylin also like jumps out of the wagon. You see her kind of like backing up and firing a couple of arrows at the gargoyle.
Couple of.
Well,
Good on
fires,
you, Kaylin.
She fires one arrow.
Oh.
She puts 2 on the same string and fires.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also, Animos, by the way, is going to take the dodge as a bonus action because she can do that.
Oh yeah, that's part of her like magical
Yeah.
special ability she has. Cool. So that will be that. So then it is the gargoyle's turn. Let's see. Let me start up front. You guys see, I'll say Sirius especially. You can kind of like see across this this river on the other side of the broken bridge. You can see where they're also dealing with an attack on that side of like gargoyles, like swinging down and attacking. And there's also seemed to be like several people kind of just like on. You could see on the other side people just kind of like walking off the cliff face and falling down into the water below. Interesting. Okay. So this gargoyle that you attacked is going to move towards you.
Okay. Take an extra 6 thunder damage.
Nice. There's like this booming from its chest as it kind of like steps forward. Looks pretty rough, but swings out. First kind of like lunges forward trying to bite at you. All the default is to whisper all the rolls. 14. What's your AC actually?
18.
Okay. Didn't think that would hit. So it reaches out with its claws. You kind of like easily knock it back. So Sirius is just kind of like making this gargoyle look foolish. Just kind of like slammed into him. It like steps forward, getting damage. Easily defended its attacks. You can tell it's getting frustrated. This gargoyle in the second wagon has to deal with a couple of attackers facing it. Both of them pretty heavily armored. You guys are gonna have so much AC. This group like already stuff. All right, so it is going to bite at Solane, doing 5 piercing damage as it actually manages to like. Oh, 2.
I'd like to use my fighting style.
Oh, never mind. I'm not using my temp HP.
You use your reaction for damage. Nice.
This is a defensive group.
Well, let's not everyone.
That's true.
No.
0
That's
damage.
true.
Some of us, okay?
We got a 9 AC
More than our
on gun
last
over
group,
here.
I should say. Last group was like Keldrick was it pretty much
It.
as far
Yeah,
as AC
he was-
went.
He was
Eternal
okay.
died every combat.
It was a
Yeah,
wall. I missed
Nice.
that wall.
Thank you,
So-
Sentinel.
Yeah, so as this gargoyle goes in to bite at you, you kind of like can see that it's going to like get a direct hit, and all of a sudden there's like this thud. And you correct me if I'm wrong, Requisitioner, but as you suddenly there's this shield in front of you, and as it's like deflected back, catching the creature by like surprise. He obviously wasn't expecting Requisitioner to dive in there, and then he lashes out with a claw, kind of bouncing off of your armor. Now kind of like unsure of which attacker to go for. This one back here.
Okay, don't freak out.
Ooh.
I'm gonna transition over to the other screen. I'm actively adding the cameras. Don't freak out. Don't freak out. Don't freak out.
I'm freaking out.
Don't
I'm
freak out.
freaking out.
Don't freak
freaking
out.
out,
Don't freak out.
man.
Don't freak out. Don't freak
All
out.
right. So Raven,
Freak
there's
out,
suddenly
man.
a crack of wood as this hole erupts in the top of the wagon here, like suddenly kind of like pouring in from the hole. And you see this stone gargoyle face kind of peering down at you, and with with some force, it reaches down and grabs Broldenthar, lifting him from his seat in the wagon. And that one's gonna be that's one's turn. This one's gonna
Fuck.
fly in, landing.
Was that, sorry, just to verify, was that my companion or was that the dwarf?
The dwarf.
The dwarf, okay.
Yeah. The sagely dwarf across from you. So Therbal's just kind of like, your companion is just kind of like, whoa. Seems they perhaps don't have as much control as I thought they did. Like this. This gargoyle is going to fly over here. Okay. Yeah, there's another like hard thud on the other side of your wagon, Raven, almost like right above your head, and a crack of wood. But you can see like there's a gargoyle trying to get through, but doesn't quite manage.
Yay. Okay. That's gonna be fun.
Yeah. And Bart, you also see a gargoyle's claws tearing through the ceiling of your wagon. And this one kind of like leaps down below beside you and tries to grab you.
Does it leave my threat range?
No. I mean, it kind of enters your threat range. It's just now below you.
Okay. Never mind then.
But yeah, Bart, give me a athletics or acrobatics as this gargoyle tries to grapple you. Nice. Yeah, so it like reaches to grab you. You kind of like dodge out of the way quickly as it like tears into the seat. Looks at you frustrated, kind of eyeing.
Fuck off from me!
You can see it like snapping at the air before it like looks between you and Tolan, who's kind of like standing there, a little wary. His staff now raised, as if he's gonna like cast a spell or something with it. I think that will be all the gargoyles. So, Bartholomew, my friend, you dodge out of the way of this gargoyle. It's now standing right beside you in the seat of the wagon. Its wings kind of like taking up a lot of the space in front of you. What do you want to do?
So looking at the thing, we've got a bit of a height disparity. Requisitioner and Selene and this gargoyle are currently on top, and then me, the gargoyle next to me, and Tolan are inside.
Mm-hmm. That is correct.
Okay. Cool. Well, I'm going to I'm gonna use a bonus action to just be like, Tolan, you got this, right? And I'm not gonna wait for him to answer. I'm gonna just jump out the window, and I'm going to disengage.
Sure. You see his eyes go wide as you like ask this question. It's the last thing you see as you leap out.
And I'm going to. Where's the window? I'm hopping out. Is it over here? Is it okay? Cool. 5'10". I'm gonna jump up onto the wheel.
Okay.
And I'm gonna peek up onto the cart. Can I see this one?
Sure. You're kind of like peeking over.
Yeah. Actually, I'll just get up on the cart, up on the end over here.
Okay.
And I'll weave.
Give me an athletics check.
Oh, okay.
DC 10. Not hard. Just plenty of handholds.
Let's find out.
This one.
Yeah.
It doesn't look pretty, but you kind of like climb up over. You see Bart like make his way up.
It's the rain.
Yeah,
I
it's
climb
kinda
up.
Slips off. And you're just getting soaked as you're out here.
So let me just lay it out for you. I jump out of the cart, I climb up, and I try to do this super cool thing where I start saying something to Requisitioner as I'm climbing up, but then I start like slipping down, like, wait, hold on. And I'll slide up and get up and like brush the rain off of me. And then I'll say, Mr. Requisitioner, the thing you got wrong is I'm no lord, and the mist and dirt around me will slowly coalesce, and around my hand there will be a bunch of weird, phantasmic-looking, ghostly mist, and from it there will appear just a fucking gun, a 6-shooter on my in my hand, and I'm gonna fire off a shot at that gargoyle.
Right.
Let me see if I did this correctly. I hope I did. Shit.
Alright. What does the gun look like when you fire it?
There is a big explosion of. Man, I'll put it on the stream. I've got an image of it. I'll just show you visually.
Sure.
I can't use my
Sure,
brain as fast. There's a big colorful explosion of starlight mist is how I explained it initially. You'll see. Just give me a
Gotcha.
second. But yeah, it goes astray. It misses real hard. I bet, unless it hits for an 11.
No, that doesn't hit.
Cool.
So yeah, you just see this like mist shot like shoot out. The gargoyle like dodges out of the way of it. Looks back at Barth on the back of the cart here.
Fuck.
All right. Anything else, Bart?
It's blue. The explosion is blue. I'm gonna put it up on stream. I'll just add it as an image. Man, this is so scuffed.
Yeah, I will say guns are not like a common concept in Eberron, so this thing looks weird to people. It's like, just looks weird.
Yeah, it's this like
Is
metal.
it a 44?
No, it is a metal. It's like a pepper box. It's like a 6-cylindered cannon. Looks like that. Here he is. Bam. Say hello to my little
look.
gun.
Yes.
There he is. But he missed, so it's nowhere near as cool.
gun.
Bam, bam, bam. You know,
Alright. Cool. So yeah,
I will
Bart
continue adding cameras now.
pulls out his gun, fires off a shot, loud bang.
How loud is it, by the way?
You could tell me since you're using Eldritch Blast, not or
You
yeah.
son of a bitch.
I mean, they already know.
No, they didn't.
Too late.
It's too late.
I never
already
told
guessing
them.
We got a rootin' tootin' hexen shooter.
Yeah.
Oh, 120-foot range cantrip. I wonder what it could be.
I wonder what it could
Yeah.
Kills the
Fireball.
prisoner. Wow.
be. I forgot to change the
Using
range. I meant to change the range into a whole bunch.
It could have been Firebolt.
It could have been.
Bang, bang.
Bang,
Use your
bang.
bang bang ability.
Yeah.
But yeah,
fuck
since you can decide how loud it is.
that.
Shotgun.
No, it's not that loud.
Black powder. No?
Nah.
Oh, okay. Just kidding.
I imagine it sounds more like
Like, maybe a Beretta?
a weird instead of more of an explosion, more of an implosion. Like a.
Interesting.
I'm just sad I'm never gonna hear you say Eldritch Blast.
Fuck out my face. Bam.
All right.
Bang, bang.
Bang, bang.
He didn't shoot me down.
Raven. it is now
Yes.
your turn. As you see this gargoyle, like halfway in, kind of lifting Broldenthar, just like, oh, ah! Theraval is just kind of like backed into a corner, looking really uncomfortable. What does Raven do?
Okay, so the one over my head-ish, that one is not fully in yet, correct?
Correct, yes.
But this one has grabbed our dwarf friend.
Yeah, that one is fully inside and, yeah,
Okay.
lifting the dwarf.
Well, I definitely want to attack it.
Okay.
I would rather not have the dwarf carried away. Let's see, what do I want to use? Gonna attempt Ray of Frost, I think.
Nice. Fortunately, that is not
Not
quite enough, yeah.
Man, we were just
Nice.
fucking rocking this first combat, you know?
The gargoyles
Literally
are...
nothing is happening.
Yeah. So you kind of like, the gargoyle's like lifting through, yeah, you cast Ray of Frost. It literally just looked like a beam of frost for Raven. Is there anything special about her, her spellcasting?
Yes, there is. The front of the ray takes like the head of a snarling wolf. It misses, of course, but it does attempt.
Nice.
More like a pug.
Yes. Slams into the wagon, like sending out like more shards of wood as it hits, kind of freezing alongside the edge of it. Anything else, Raven?
1 second. I don't remember what my additional actions are.
If you have a bonus action, or if you want to move out of the wagon.
Well, I don't want to do that because it does offer me some protection from the sides. So, I think I will just end my turn then.
Cool. So we come back to the top of the initiative. There's a couple of things that are gonna happen here. This knoll just kind of like drops into the ocean below. Or yeah. Oh, I should add a actual turn. Oh well, too late. This one moves forward as well. This one moves forward as well. This one slams into this gargoyle. And this one, the black-furred knoll that's been kind of like organizing everything, like runs, leaps on top of the wagon, brings out this kind of like strange shaped axe and slams it into the gargoyle, which it's already fucked up, but gets a little bit more fucked up. Then Selene, it's your turn.
Oh look, I got a personal concert over there. I'm gonna leave you to this. I hop down.
All right. The gargoyle does take an attack of opportunity
Yeah.
as you leave its area.
Yeah, that'll hit. So
Ooh.
5 damage.
All right. So you get a bite taken out of you as you move.
The shit. And oh god, I'm using my movement and dash. So I end up.
You can make another wisdom saving throw.
Oh,
As
before
well.
I move, or
After,
once I
yeah,
get hurt?
pretty much as you've been, yeah, after you get hurt.
I didn't
Yeah,
even take it as a dump stat this time.
Yeah, you're still focused on the concert, even as like the sharp pain hits you from the back as this thing bites you.
Pretty sure this was 60. I measured it and then I forgot. Oh wait, but one less because I jumped down.
Technically 2 less, but if you go 10 feet, but it's fine.
Well, I literally jumped. Alright, fine. Fine. There. Back one more.
Get behind my horse.
Who the hell are you?
I
Exactly.
didn't actually say that.
All right. Requisitioner. Yeah, you see Selene kind of like leap off, very focused on this music, running towards the cliffside. You now have like one gargoyle behind you, below you, seeming to be after Bart, and another one kind of in front of you, facing off. What do you think?
I think Requisitioner realizes that Bart probably needs a little more protection than Selene does, and there's still people up there that might be able to help Selene. So he's gonna stand his ground and take another swing at this gargoyle here on the top.
Okay. Let's go for it. That hits.
Can I use Divine Smite? Is that how
Do
that
it.
works?
Yeah. Yeah, so you swing out your flail. What does it look like when Requisitioner uses Divine Smite?
There's the bronze in his eyes. You can kind of see it channel through the gold outlines on his armor, and as it goes down from his eyes, it goes sort of like a byline straight through the gold lines into the chain on his arm and lands on the fist, and the fist glows with the same like bronze light as his eyes as it smashes across the face of the gargoyle.
Nice. Cool. Yeah, this gargoyle, like, you see it kind of like surprised by your attack as you strike out the glowing flail, like, or does the glow go all the way up into your flail, or start at just your hand? Was your hand the flail?
The hand's the flail, so,
Yeah, so-
it's the same. Yeah.
Yes. All right. Just trying to internalize the visualize, I guess, these new characters in combat. So you swing, chunks of stone go flying as your flail like slams into this thing. Anything else, Requisitioner?
As he swings out, he yells,
You will not stand between me and my charge.
Love it. I need. Hold on, Bart, will you make me a wisdom save, please?
I can
As,
try.
as you are kind of like start to this music that's the song that's singing like starts to really take effect, and yeah, you hear this music coming from below the cliffside.
Oh shit! I love Zeppelin.
It's gonna be
Yeah.
that turn. So yeah, you are now charmed, Bartholomew, by the harpy song.
Hell yeah!
Sirius.
Still can't see the origin of the sound. Still looks, just sounds like it's coming from below the cliff.
Yeah, you feel like you'd have to get to like the edge of the cliff to actually like see.
Oh, I feel like that's dangerous, but all right. So I'm going to one more time take a swing at this guy.
All right.
Get on my warhammer. You see, by the way, you see 2 runes on each end start to glow as I cast the spell.
Nice.
15.
That hits.
Dope. Wow. Full damage. 11.
Nice.
And can you knock him? Can we knock him right here out of all melee range?
Sure. Yeah. As you swing your hammer around, that rune glows, and you slam it into the gargoyle's side, like attempting to kind of push it over. And as you do, the gargoyle just like shatters into like several pieces of
Can
stone.
they just shatter from like the inside from the spell?
Yeah, that was just kind of like shatters out.
Yeah.
And just kind of like crumbles on the ground, basically, beside you. And the gnoll kind of gives you a nod of like, kind of like warrior to warrior on the battlefield kind of thing.
Well, when he looks at me, I'm going to say, appreciate the help, and I'm going to take Animos and dash all the way down here because I have way too much movement because I'm a horse.
Yeah, Animos gallops down to the edge, and yeah, you see.
I'm right there.
Yeah, you can kind of like see on the other side there appears to be like another harpy that there's like a couple of gnolls trying to get to as people are still kind of like walking off the cliff on the other side. But you see a harpy just kind of like clutching down, maybe 20 feet down on the edge of the cliffside, singing out.
Okay, I don't think I can do anything with my bonus action. Let me turn over. No, I don't think there's anything I could do with my bonus action.
Cool. Gargoyles. This one grabs Broldenthar and actually it's going to take an attack of opportunity from this gnoll and take some damage from that. But then you just see him kind of like dash away pretty fucking distantly, basically. You just see Broldenthar as this thing is like lifted up and flown out. This other gargoyle attempts to break through. Shattering through again, but not quite making it to the roof. Theraval kind of like moves to the other side, like ugh, as like that corner begins getting slammed. This gargoyle facing off with Requisitioner swings out. Requisitioner as the gargoyle like tries to find a break in his defense and cannot. This one down here, I think he looks. I think he's just gonna grab. Go for what's face over here. All right, yeah. So you hear kind of like a grunt, and Requisitioner, you can actually take an attack of opportunity as this gargoyle kind of like flies out. Yeah, a weird angle as you kind of like notice it leaving, and you're like trying to attack down, shattering more wood of the roof, but missing it as it flies out, this gnome in hand.
Oh, I forgot he was a gnome. Yeah, I probably wouldn't have left him if I had remembered that. Oh well.
Listen, he got picked up on a 6 strength. He deserved it.
Yeah, there's not much I
Yeah.
could have done.
He did
with
not roll
that.
well. It's like he doesn't have much. I mean, he's got a
Only
negative
the
strength
frog
modifier,
should
but he did
survive.
not. Yeah, not do well.
There was not much that I could do there.
And on her turn, which would be on your turn, or Sirius's turn, she would forward. Yeah, Sirius, you kind of like look to the side. You can see Kaylin kind of like moving to the cliff's edge herself. And I will say also from this cliff's edge, you notice that while several people are dropping into the river, there seems to be boats. The river is about 50 feet down. There's these small ships, look like they're crewed by kind of these green-skinned fish people that seem to be kind of like pulling people, random people that have fallen into the river, into their boats, and then moving downstream, basically riding off into the distance with them. Not all of them, but you can kind of like see this happening. There's like 6 or 7 of these boats down there. Yeah, I think that is.
Jonathan Vannifer just like chilling.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
She's legit just like sitting there calmly this whole time.
Really just should have stayed inside, but it's fine.
I was gonna say, does she seem like she I'll come to that after.
Bart.
Oh, wrong one. You said I'm charmed, yeah?
Yes.
What does this charm entice me to do?
Move towards the sound of the song. Let's see. While charmed, target is incapacitated and ignores the song of other harpies. Charmed targets move 5 feet away. Must move on its turn toward the harpy by the most direct route. Doesn't avoid opportunity attacks, but taking damage from anything else other than the harpy.
So...
Quick question.
You do get to retry at the end of your turn, actually.
What happens when we get to them?
Well, if you're within 5 feet of it, then you don't have to keep moving towards them. You would just kind of stand there incapacitated.
Oh, incapacitated still? Okay, just kidding.
Mm-hmm.
Does it say to use everything in your disposal to be able to get over there?
It's just pretty much the only thing.
Like, should I dash and then bonus action dash as well? Seeing as how the cat
actions
took
or
mine.
reactions. You actually can't take actions and reactions while incapacitated, so she's not quite that far.
Oh, I probably shouldn't have gotten that far.
So only
You
the
can move
30
yourself back
feet
a bit.
then.
Yeah.
Well, that's good to know.
Well,
Okay.
I'll
back
just
up 30
stand
feet.
here and say I run the other 30 feet on this turn.
Sure. Oh, and you can make a save at the end of your turn, though.
I mean, I can. Cool.
Raven.
He is.
So you've now seen Broldenthar taken, like, flown off. Theraval is kind of, like, looking frightened and across the way now. This gargoyle is still trying to make its way. You can see it through the cracks in the wood, but it can't quite make it to you guys. What do you want to do?
Well, first I'm going to actually do what Theraval did and also move back, so that I'm a little further away from it.
Mm-hmm.
Then I would like to cast Magic Missile on that gargoyle.
Okay. So automatically hits. 3 glowing darts.
Do I just need to roll for each one?
Yeah, go ahead. Pop it out. Or I think you actually just click. No, never mind. It's not like weapon. We can just click magic.
Yeah, it won't let me click it again, which is a little annoying actually, but
We can do 4 for each one. For right now, boom. Should be the same.
there's the third one.
Yeah, this should end up being 4 for each one anyway, since it's plus 1.
Works for me.
Yeah, so these missiles kind of like break through like some of the wood and ain't hit directly to this creature. He's kind of like looking. He's like peers in. All of a sudden, it's like stone kind of like falls down into the wagon. The creature like holding its face up. And that is going to be its turn. It is top of the turn. This gnoll actually jumps up here and attacks this gargoyle. This gnoll is going to finish off this gargoyle. This gnoll is going to fall down into the water. And I think that is it. So Selene, we are back to you. So you move
So-
forward.
Yeah, I move forward.
Go ahead and save for the effect.
Well,
All right, yeah. So you finally like you're listening to the song, you're running forward, and all of a sudden like you're kind of like, what am I doing? And realize.
wait, I don't even like this song.
As,
I've
you
heard this one.
break from the charm.
And I
That's
see
gonna be-
Requisitioner up there, and I'm like, oh shit! And I turn around to go back to him.
Sure. All right, Requisitioner. You're kind of now alone on this wagon with this one gargoyle. It's looking rough.
I think. Hold on. I want to. I'm gonna go here, and I'm going to cast Command on Bartholomew.
Okay.
So Bartholomew has to make a Wisdom saving throw.
Watch, this is gonna be the one that I'm gonna save. It's gonna be a 20.
18.
And
Close.
What's the command you're trying to give him?
Bartholomew, halt! Halt!
I'm listening to song.
Nice. Okay. Are you doing anything else requisitioning?
No, that's it.
Alright. Oh, I will say, I think Selene's probably the only one that sees this right now. Selene, you see kind of like some of the gargoyles are kind of flying away with various people. But you also see what looks like something much larger with a much larger wingspan that seems to be flying down towards the wagons.
That's probably bad. Then I don't say shit else.
Alright. So Harpy's turn. This Harpy kind of like looks up, sees you looking down at it serious. Alright. Yeah, I think she just looks up at you serious and smiles, keeps singing. She's just gonna maintain that. She's not gonna get in like melee range with you. She just kind of stares up, smiles. What do you do, Sirius?
What? I look down. There's just one harpy.
On your side, yeah. You see another one on the other side that's kind of luring people, but does it like, yeah, tens of feet away, if not hundreds. So.
Oh, hundreds of feet away.
Yeah,
Okay.
probably about 100 feet. It's a very wide river. But this harpy is the only one that's on this side.
Can I quickly scan and see if the stone gargoyles are like reacting to the music and doing what the harpy seems to say?
Sure. Give me a. Can I do that? Give me either insight or perception.
Gotta do that.
Yeah, it's hard to tell. They're not very reactive. I will say, you do notice like on the other side, a couple of gargoyles seem to just be kind of like sitting around one of the harpies on the other side, like it's been lured to it, and it's just kind of ignoring them.
Oh, okay. So that tells me yes or no. Okay, cool. Well, I'm gonna look down at the harpy. How far is it away from me?
It's about 20 feet down.
All right, I'm gonna cast Shatter on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go for it. Was that a save?
Yeah.
I believe it's a Constitution save.
It is a yes, a con save. Versus 13.
What's the
It's a fun spell.
what's the area?
It's a
of
very fun
shatter?
15-foot cube.
15. It's a yeah. It's a
I've
10-foot
used this
radius
spell- Oh, 10
sphere.
foot radius. I was like, I've used
So
this
20
spell a lot before,
Yeah,
but it's been a minute.
A 20-foot diameter sphere just.
Yeah. Yeah, you see like a chunk of the stone that she's even like sitting on shatters and breaks as you kind of like hit her, and she
Yeah,
it's just
DC.
like-
Yeah, DC 13 doesn't feel great, but I mean that's not bad.
But
She failed.
Like
She failed.
yeah.
Okay, I'm also going to use my channel divinity to max out my thunder damage.
Oh, okay.
So she takes an automatic 24 points of thunder damage.
Yeah,
Fuck.
she kind of like screams out as this like shatter hits. There's sound of breaking rock. You hear the sound of cracking bone. And she kind of like is flying. One of her wings is kind of like barely holding her up as the other one like flaps vigorously, trying to like keep her floating. And she looks rough.
I'm also going to hop off Animos and I'm gonna and Animos is gonna run up to Kaylin and non-lethally hit her in the head.
Okay. Go ahead and roll attack for him.
Okay.
Are you trying percussive maintenance?
Nah.
Trying to
Probably
give her a
not.
quick reboot?
Yeah, okay. Kaylin manages to like, she almost like automatically just like dodges the attack. You can see that Animos is like a little hesitant to hit Kaylin. Like,
Yeah,
she's
that makes
familiar with
sense. Oh, I keep forgetting to roll d6s for Animals too.
Oh yeah, for the recharge. Anything else serious?
I roll more 2 because it's been 2 turns. Nope.
Alright. This gargoyle. Away. Gargoyle. Gets away. Okay. Requisitioner, you can take attack of opportunity as suddenly like all the gargoyles seem to be kind of like breaking off. Yeah, it slaps against like the stone, but it just kind of like cracks it a little bit, not really doing much damage or any as it flies off. Any other gargoyles that I've missed? Oh yes, this one in the back. This one kind of like ooh, I'll do this. Alright, yeah, this gargoyle, you can see that it's like it's supposed to be like leaving with the rest of them, it seems to be, but it's just very determined. It suddenly bursts through underneath. And like goes to grab Theraval. Okay, yeah. Be wrapped up with the seat bar. Go ahead.
I'm assuming she's still singing.
Oh,
Or
yes.
I'm
she is
still
singing.
entranced.
So you're going to move forward. You're 30 feet and make another save for me. All right. So you continue walking towards the
Fucking
cliff
rocks,
side.
man.
Ever better.
Raven? See this gargoyle now stands right in front of you, like latches onto Theraval, who's trying to like uselessly beat the thing back away from it.
Fair. Okay, I think I'm gonna attempt to cast Witch Bolt on it.
Okay.
That did not roll like I thought it would.
Yeah, so Raven, like, you probably haven't been in a lot of like real combat that wasn't like training. You're kind of like trying to remember your spells. You get this one off, but the bolt goes like wide, especially with it right in front of you. I think you actually technically get disadvantage with a range attack with it too beside you. Yeah, so unfortunately you do not hit. Your magic kind of like hits the top of the wagon, blasting open like the wood more, kind of like the knoll up top like looks down like a bit surprised.
Property damage.
Anything else?
I don't think I have anything else I can do, so nope, I guess I'm just going to wait and hope it doesn't carry my friend away.
Cool.
Or maybe I should hope for it, then I will be without adult supervision.
Okay, yes. So, this is what happens. Several of you see very back of the wagon, the train, there's this massive vulture that comes like flying down towards this back wagon. A rider on the back of it, looking like a saddle of some sort. Yeah, the rider kind of like comes down. You see, Raven, you see it kind of come down and actually rip Theraval from the gargoyle's like hands, pulling him up and flying away.
Oh boy.
You can take an attack of opportunity.
Sure. Is that what that be with my like quarterstaff weapon then?
Yeah.
Okay.
So kind of swinging at the vulture as it flies off.
Nice.
That does hit, yeah.
Amazing.
The first time I've actually succeeded.
Quarterstaff, let's go.
Yeah. Her magic's not working, but in the heat of battle and shit, like, wait.
Brute force.
Yeah, so you can click quarterstaff there to roll the damage.
Thank you.
You bonk.
Boom. Yeah, so you kind of like bonk the vulture, like one of its paws or claws as it comes down. Yeah, it begins lifting Therival off. You see, you get a clear view of this rider of the vulture. However, this rider looks like a human. And give me a perception check real quick, actually.
Sure.
Is it too much to ask if I see them?
Yeah. Far away.
I took observant. I'm gonna
You're-
try and get
this thing
all
is
I
literally
can.
over
Everywhere
like
you
a-
fucking can.
Yeah, you can see that it's like a humanoid of some sort. You can definitely see the vulture. You can't really make out. It's over 100 feet from you. There's only so much you can make out.
You
I
forgot
don't
to
have elven
shave
eyes,
this
I got it.
morning.
That 5 o'clock shadow looks familiar.
Wait a minute.
Raven, you make out like this rider turns just like the right way looking at you before the bird turns and flies. The belt buckle on this rider is in the shape of a hippogriff, specifically the symbol of what you know to be the dragon-marked house, House Vidalis.
Suspicious. Don't like that.
Intriguing.
It's like it seems it's the only marker. None of the armor or anything is marked that way. Like you just catch like this belt buckle that almost looks like a forgotten little detail as this guy grabs Therival and flies off. Move him this way actually as he kind of flies up and overhead. Wrap this up quickly though. Selene.
Yeah. From
You see
where I
those-
am, can I
Yeah.
see the harpy?
No. You can see Sirius kind of like looking down at something. You can assume that the harpy is down below him, but you can't see it.
But I do see the raven. How far away is it from me?
Talking about the big ass vulture.
Or vulture, yeah.
It
How far is that?
is 65 feet from you. You can move closer if you like. Oh, you're gonna magic missile it yourself?
Yeah.
Alright.
Well, aiming at one of the wings.
Yeah.
Really? Aren't there?
Oh yeah, there's three of them.
missiles?
So
Oh
I'll
yeah,
just do
there's
four.
3.
I'll just do 4 3
Uh,
times. You're fine.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. So 12 damage to a wing.
Yeah, and this vulture actually looks pretty. This is just like a big vulture. It's not really meant to take a bunch of magical hits. You can see like between the attacks that slam into it, it begins like dripping blood and like flying a little slower.
Bart, wrong way.
Music's coming from over there. I think I'm going in the correct direction. My
Repositioner?
accent's all over the place. What the fuck am I even
Oh,
saying?
actually, sorry. Pause at the top of the round. This knoll falls off the edge.
Rip.
Well, that's not good.
It was a real one.
This one is going
That's
to.
rough, buddy.
Hate to see it.
off here. This one's actually going to fire off an arrow at the vulture, hitting it as well, making it even weaker. So yeah, requisitioner.
So is the vulture in the air? Like how far?
It's like 30 feet in the air.
Okay. Can I go here directly underneath the vulture and then cast Compel to Duel on it?
Yes.
Sure.
Yes.
Go ahead and pop that spell out.
Please tell me what you yell at the
Man.
giant bird to get it to come down to you. I have to hear it.
Yeah, with the
He's
big
like,
brain moves.
"Caw."
What's the DC? Oh,
12.
yeah. Bird seems to ignore your command as your magical compels shoots off towards it.
Fuck you, bird.
It like looks at you and shakes its head and then
You're
flies.
picking up Selene's bad language. Oh no.
Oh god.
Okay. I think with that, this harpy kind of like dashes away, bleeding out, but trying to get as far away from the crew. It cuts off its song, releasing those in its charm.
What the
And
fuck?
begins flying.
Wrong way.
Sirius, you do anything?
How far is that vulture away from me?
The harpy?
Yeah, harpy.
the
Yeah, sorry.
Or the
No,
vulture?
harpy. I don't think I couldn't make it to the vulture. I don't think.
The harpy is really fast. She dashed away. She's about 80 feet away from you.
Bitch, I'm gonna cast guiding bolt at her. 120 feet.
All right, go ahead.
Get
There's
him
a
on my
lot of
bolt,
spells
bitch.
that are 120 feet.
So make sure
23.
God damn, boy.
That hits.
46.
Yeah.
12 damage.
She, you kind of, does it come from like your hammer or something?
Yeah, let's say that.
Sure.
If it could come from the sky as like just like a quick radiant, but I don't know if that.
Yeah,
I don't
that's
know if
fine
that
too.
can work. Okay, great.
It's suddenly just kind of like pointing and
Yeah.
and you see her go and just like fall limply into the river.
Perfect.
Yeah, and you see like the last of the boats seem to be like getting out of the way. This attack definitely seems to be kind of wrapping up. You see
Are
the
any of my none of my people are because Kalen's the only. Kalen is good, right? Okay.
Yeah, she was enchanted but broke free as it kind of like flew away.
Okay, cool. Can I run over and get on my horse?
Yeah.
This is so dumb. And then I'm just gonna move 60 feet.
All right, cool. So basically, you guys have one more round of this before this giant vulture is going to fly off. The gargoyles.
Technically, he can dash, but it's fine.
Yeah, Raven, you can get another attack of opportunity against this, or another gargoyle that's like kind of leaving as it's fleeing.
Absolutely. One sec.
And Null also gets to attack. And 14 doesn't quite break through the stone
Okay.
skin of them. Bart?
I will shake myself from any sort of stupor that I seem to have found myself upon. You said it was this way over here? Looking over at Selene as I walk past.
Yeah.
I level my gun.
Fucking bird.
I look out. So it's holding on to the homie, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's not exactly engaged with anyone, is it?
Like an ally or
If it
something?
was
Is that kind of what you're going for?
Kinda, maybe.
Yeah, there's nobody that would count as an ally adjacent to it. No.
No, I'm just asking for literally no reason whatsoever.
Yeah,
Obviously,
no
whatever.
reason.
Let's go.
Dude.
Yeah, disengage is a bonus action. No reason.
Hey,
12
Heck,
hits
just
the
pull out
vulture,
a
yeah.
gun.
It does?
12 hits the.
Mm-hmm.
No fucking way.
It's just a big vulture. It doesn't have. It's not wearing.
Damn,
armor or anything.
that's a big bird. Bang!
God damn.
All right. Okay. So this is what happens. You guys, you raise your gun, shoots her shoots the the vulture. Explosion of blood and feathers as it like hits its chest, and the vulture slams into the ground. Its rider dead on impact.
What a way to
but
go.
if they're, but if,
Shit, we needed to question him.
And yeah, Theravol's kind of like dropped, hits the ground. I'm gonna do this to see. Okay, yeah, he's definitely dead.
Dead or unconscious?
The rider's dead.
Yeah, the rider's, but Theraval.
Theraval falls down like unconscious, bleeding.
I look over at Theraval and I say, I holster the gun, assuming that there's nothing else around us.
Sure.
And I look to Theraval and I say, damn, that's one shitty way to go. Well, I mean, it's a good thing that he doesn't have to. And I haven't quite thought of how the flavor of this works. How does this look? I use my bonus action to heal him. But how does it look?
Do you shoot him?
You know what?
Switch the barrel
Yes,
of your gun.
I do. I rotate my gun barrel.
Yeah.
And,
you got six. You got 6 of those. You got to pick them out.
All right, Anna.
It just fucking flips to like the opposite side. And then I shoot out of my gun. This one, if you've ever seen, what's a good example? I don't know. It's a much more like My Neighbor Totoro style, like wispy kind of like fucking lackadaisical shot. Like it's careening, it's making its fucking way, it's moving all slow, and then it like impacts itself into his chest, and then the mist kind of just like burns through his chest, warming him a little bit, healing him for a solid 5 points.
So he's still bleeding, but now like alive and breathing. It's kind of like coughing up. And as the battle wraps up, bodies of some of the gnolls around, most of the dead fell into the river. And you see the black-furred gnoll like kind of walking up to you, shaking his head, and it's like, she said this would happen. And we are going to leave it there for the week.
Oh boy.
Man, we really fucked this one.
Nah.
Damn.
Come on.
How
A
many
little
people
bit
did we lose
longer?
exactly?
No one important.
Hey, I was liking that dwarf, and now he's gone. I mean, I get his books, right?
He does have. He was clutching like the big tome he was using. He's clutching that as he was pulled away, but all the rest of his books are still there. Like.
Okay, I
like-
guess I'm gonna keep those for now.
But we will
Oh, the
continue
gnome
this.
We got a quiet fucking cart now. All right.
There's a bunch of empty carts, but the bridge is also out right
Oh,
now.
Yeah, I'll get across that.
But actually, I'm gonna do one more thing before we end. I always do this. Said she said this would happen, and she kind of like looks around at those of you who are kind of like standing around left. Raven, you kind of like step out of the wagon, and you see this gnoll pulls out this little box, open it up, and inside are a little stack of 5 letters, each one with a name on top. As he like opens the box and holds it out to you and said, she told me to give you these when it happened. And you guys see a letter. I'm gonna put these in your journal. You see one letter marked Solane, one marked Sirius, one marked Requisitioner, one marked Raven, and one marked Boz. And with that, we will leave it until next time.
It's never easy.
I didn't get one.
Yeah, just read that, guys. It'll be fine.
The fuck?
It's not like it's a federal crime to open someone else's mail.
Hey, it might not be an Eberron. We don't know that. Or do we know that?
I mean,
it was just a joke.
they're not under the throne. They're not under the
So-
thronehold laws here in Droaam. It's the Wild West. You can do what you want.
Yeah.
Maybe
Fucking open his mail.
maybe it's Goblin for boss. Maybe I'm the boss now. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, right.
I don't know.
Let's see. Thank you guys for joining us. We will return soon. I'm doing weekly. I don't even know if we actually established that.
We're doing weekly. Come the fuck
Weekly.
on, man. John,
Yeah,
don't
we're gonna,
fucking...
we're gonna go weekly at least for like the start of this until we get rolling. That works for everybody. So we will see you back here next Monday. And we will reveal what's in these letters. Who's this mysterious boss? Why didn't Bartholomew get his own letter?
Stylistically, everything about this game is so wildly different from Strahd, and I'm getting like aesthetic whiplash, but I love it. God damn.
Good.
Fuck yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you guys for joining. I enjoyed seeing your new characters, and I look forward to seeing what happens next time.
Yeah, this was fun. Gun. Now can I use the nickname?
Yeah, you can use it. Gun.
We don't know what gun is. What the heck is that thing?
What the shit was that?
Finally figured out
Gun?
what gun was.
Yeah.
Golly.
Yeah. Each of your letters should be in your. I'll bring this in.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure mine out.
Oh yeah, I will say a lot of them have like some words that looks like the ink has been like rubbed out or marked out on them. So if you see like lines, that's like where the words are almost unreadable.
Yes.
I mean, I'm not opening mine on stream because, duh.
So, yeah, that's fine.
Why not?
Until next time.
Do you want me to cut off the stream? Do we want to talk to Chad about anything? I don't know.
Look, let's just.
We good? Cool. Okay, thanks for watching, everyone.
Thanks for watching, y'all.
Love
Yeah,
you guys.
good night,
Yeah.
everyone.
I mean, if
Please.
we want to do a chat stream, maybe we can, or a chat thing.
Oh, dude, if we fucking established little talkbacks,
that
I'd
would
be
be
down
cool.
eventually one day, especially like once we start getting into the campaign and like things actually start happening. We can talk about like things. We can do a
Once
little.
we're sure these characters will live.
Yeah, we can do a little short rest style action. I'm all the way the fuck about that.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, thanks for watching, everyone. We'll be back next week. I'll try and stream more now that I have everything more set up. So whatever, fucking just follow me and put on your notifications or whatever, or else I'll be really sad. Goodbye. I love you.